It's about time you learnt how to use time connectives. Time connectives are also known as temporal connectives or time conjunctions. They are words or phrases that help describe when an event happened, for how long it lasted, or when it will happen in the future. They give the reader a time frame. First, then, next, after, at the same time, later, earlier, finally. We use time connectives a lot in our conversations because knowing the timing of events is important to us. Can you tidy your room before you leave? Sure, I'll do it now. Meanwhile, can you make me a sandwich? Time connectives are also important to use when writing. We certainly need to use them when writing biographies, instructions, newspaper articles, and journals. Establishing time frame is key here, so make sure you use plenty of time connectives when writing in these genres. Today, I got up early. After a relaxing breakfast, we headed to the beach. All morning, we enjoyed snorkeling and saw some amazing fish. Much later, the wind got stronger, so I flew my kite. Meanwhile, Tom built a sandcastle. As you can see, time connectives are usually used at the start of sentences, often to begin paragraphs, though this doesn't always need to be the case. My next paragraph could begin, "Before bed, we search for crabs on the beach." Though it's perfectly all right to use time connectives at later parts of the sentence if you wish. We search for crabs on the beach before bed. Let's look at time connectives in action. It had been David's idea, and a really bad one at that. One by one, we'd all agreed to do it, but we were all now wishing we'd been strong enough to have said no. We climbed into the boat and began paddling across the lake. How should we begin the next paragraph, I wonder? Well, if we want to explain about something that happened before we climbed into the boat, we might use the word earlier. Earlier, I'd left a note on my dad's car to tell him where I was going. But little did I know that soon afterwards, the note had been blown away in the wind. Or perhaps I want to explain something that was happening at the same time. Meanwhile, the robbers were on the island, dividing up their spoils. Or maybe I want to move the story forward in time and don't want to explain in detail about the journey across the lake. Much later, after a grueling crossing, we arrived at the far bank and slid our boat ashore silently. You can see why creating a time frame is so important for your readers. It makes your story plots more engaging and clear, and time connectives give the reader a feeling of pace and tension. In a nutshell, time connectives allow your reader to become more immersed in what's happening. So, from now on, when writing your stories, make sure you give your readers a sense of time passing by using time connectives.